We wanted to take a moment to note the passing of Don Cornelius, the creator of Soul Train. He died today in Los Angeles at 75, an apparent suicide.
Soul Train wasn't just a TV show, it was a full-blown experience. Neon lights, slick dance moves, and legendary tracks lit up every episode, bringing black culture, soul, and swagger into living rooms coast to coast. Yet behind those effortless grooves lay a hidden drama. One night, something so unexpected exploded on stage that producers begged the network to bury the footage. It wasn't a simple slip-up. It rattled Soul Train to its foundations and, some insiders whisper, helped hasten its end. What really went down that day? Why did the episode vanish forever, and why did the show never air again? Stick around as we unearth the infamous moment Soul Train fought to hide and how it transformed the series' destiny. Soul Train emerged as more than Saturday TV, it was a celebration of black artistry. Its roots trace back to mid-'60s Chicago, when WCIU's dance programs, Kitty Go, Red Hot, Blues, became local sensations, especially those spotlighting African-American dancers. That's where Don Cornelius had his aha moment. Soul Train is to American band what champagne is to seltzer water, he quipped, borrowing the bubbly spirit to define his vision. Cornelius, then a radio DJ, was already spinning records and hosting high school music showcases dubbed the Soul Train. He believed black talent deserved a TV home, and soon WCIU handed him a shot. Soul Train rolled live as an afternoon show. The debut showcased Jerry Butler's silky vocals and soulful energy, setting the tone for what viewers could expect: raw heart over polished production. Though the initial setup was simple, the spirit was undeniable. Chicago's screen became a launchpad, sending Soul Train's smooth grooves nationwide. But long before national acclaim, it thrived on genuine community vibes. Dancers, music, and style all converged to create a weekly ritual no show had matched. Soul Train wasn't just a weekend diversion, it became a living ritual. Each Saturday, families gathered around the TV, waiting for that unmistakable bass line and flashing logo. Bright lights, gravity-defying dance moves, and Cornelius's smooth baritone made every episode unmissable. More than a music show, it gave black artists, fashion, and lifestyle a national spotlight. People weren't mere extras, but the stars of their own culture. Soul Train catapulted unknown talents into the limelight. Future icons like Jody Watley and Rosie Perez cut their teeth dancing on that iconic set. Over time, Soul Train earned its place as the longest-running program of its kind, no small feat in a TV landscape hungry for fresh faces and sounds. Behind the console was Don Cornelius, a man whose calm confidence defined the show's heartbeat. A former radio DJ and news reporter, Cornelius understood how to blend street credibility with television savvy. He launched Soul Train's name at local high school dances, riding Chicago's L train from neighborhood to neighborhood to share his soul-stirring events. That grassroots passion translated perfectly to a modest black and white afternoon slot on WCIU. Cornelius's signature sign-off, "Love, Peace, and Soul," became an anthem. When he passed in 2012, tributes flooded the country. Fans in belly-bottoms and afros danced in his honor. But what truly set him apart was his vision. Soul Train wasn't just a platform, it was a movement, teaching viewers how to dress, how to dance, and how to see themselves as part of something bigger. Nelson George, author of The Hippest Trip in America, recalls tuning in from Brooklyn. "My sister and I would study those black, white moves, then hit our school dances with confidence." Soul Train taught people to rock afros, bold patterns, and California cool, forging a full-circle cultural impact. Amid civil rights battles and historic mayoral elections, Soul Train delivered joy rather than struggle. It celebrated black pride with every choreographed step, showing the world that rhythm and unity could be powerful forms of resistance, and marketing quickly followed. Companies that never courted black viewers plastered Soul Train with ads, recognizing that this was more than popularity, it was influence. Chicago's success ignited a syndication dream. Johnson Products, maker of Afro Sheen, stepped in to sponsor a national rollout. At first, only 7 cities picked up Soul Train: Atlanta, Birmingham, Cleveland, Detroit, Houston, LA, and Philadelphia. But word spread fast. By season one's end, 25 markets aired the show, and broadcasters clamored for more. Cornelius split hosting duties between Chi-O-Town and California until choosing the bigger stage, entrusting Chicago tapings to Clinton Gent. Cornelius remained the face and creative soul of the national version, guiding its growth with unwavering style. After 22 seasons at the helm, Tribune Entertainment took charge of syndication, expanding the show's reach even further. Cornelius stayed on as executive producer, but a parade of new hosts brought fresh energy. Mr. C, the comedian, injected humor and levity, shaking up routines with his quick wit. Dorian Gregory, 2003, with a smooth style and approachable warmth, he kept viewers grooving through the early 2000s. Despite these star turns, fans missed Cornelius's signature calm and trademark sign-off: love, peace, and soul. His absence was felt each week. No easy task to replace a man who had personified a cultural movement. Behind the scenes, Cornelius remained a trailblazer, one of the first black men to own and produce a nationally syndicated TV show. He insisted on retaining creative control, ensuring that Soul Train's soul stayed intact even as markets grew from 7 cities to 50+ nationwide. Airtimes varied. Some viewers saw episodes days later, but families still tuned in religiously, making Soul Train true appointment television. As one fan from Vermont, Peter Murray, recalled, "To see people who looked like us was a beautiful experience. If you missed it, you missed out." That sense of community drove Soul Train's enduring appeal. No segment captured Soul Train's spirit more than its famous dance line. These weren't trained pros, but everyday youths plucked from the studio audience, each with unique moves, personal style, and unfiltered joy. As author Erica Blount-Denoir noted, there was nothing else on TV where neighborhood kids became the stars. Cheryl's song. Known for her floor-sweeping hair and fearless grooves, she inspired viewers to practice her steps at home. Monique Mo Chambers. She called the troupe like family, and fans hung on each whimsical move. B.O. legged Lou a full force. "The set was smaller than I thought, but everybody's rocking and rolling," he laughed, capturing the raw energy of those dance floor moments. These young dancers weren't mere background extras, they were ambassadors of style and soul, sparking fashion trends and turning ordinary Saturday TV into a national cultural phenomenon. While the spotlight shone on dancers, musicians also found inspiration in Soul Train's stage. Producers commissioned theme songs, and local acts vied for a chance to perform. The symbiotic bond between singers and dancers was soul magic. One fed the other's energy. Through host changes and endless dance battles, Soul Train retained its authenticity by celebrating real people and real talent. It wasn't about perfection, it was about expression, unity, and pride. Even as production values rose, the core remained, a platform where black culture thrived in its purest form. Soul Train's stage was a hallowed ground for music legends. Aretha Franklin's powerhouse vocals commanded absolute attention, while James Brown's electrifying energy sent dancers and audience members alike into a frenzy. Hip-hop icons like Outkast dropped fresh beats, and Mariah Carey's soaring melodies showed the show's embrace of evolving sounds. Each performance felt intimate, as if artists were sharing a private concert with millions. This dynamic gave rise to a magical feedback loop. Singers inspired dancers, and dancers amplified the artists. As Christopher Lehman observed, Soul Train was collaboration in its purest form, where street rhythm met stage spectacle. The Jackson 5 famously debuted The Robot after learning it on Soul Train, proving the show's role as a true cultural incubator. Behind the scenes, Don Cornelius wielded sharp business acumen. He brokered a syndication deal that made him one of the first black men to own and produce a nationally syndicated series. His approach was simple: retain creative control while negotiating airtime across diverse markets. Even when some cities aired episodes days later, families prioritized Soul Train, turning it into appointment television. Advertisers couldn't resist. Brands that once ignored black audiences scrambled to sponsor Afro picks, styling products, and sodas targeted directly to Soul Train's passionate viewership. The show reshaped consumer landscapes, proving that authentic cultural representation was also powerful commerce. Soul Train also gave everyday kids a chance to shine. Its famous dance line featured neighborhood youths, not professionals, each with unique flair. As Erica Blount-Denoir noted, watching untrained dancers become stars was nothing short of revolutionary. Cheryl Song's signature moves sparked living room rehearsals. Monique Mo Chambers described the group as family. Full Force's Beeble-Legged Lou laughed. The set was small, but the energy was massive. Beyond dancers, Soul Train launched careers for aspiring artists. Local bands and soul singers flocked to auditions, hoping for that national spotlight. The symbiosis between performers and dancers created raw, unscripted magic, fueling both the music industry and fan culture. Even as music trends shifted, Soul Train evolved. It spotlighted rising stars like Usher and Alicia Keys, proving its timeless appeal. Yet its core never wavered: celebration of black creativity, heart over polish. Producers guarded that essence, ensuring Soul Train always remained true to its roots. When the final credits rolled in 2006, Soul Train's legacy was set in stone. It didn't just air great music, it shaped pop culture, influenced fashion, and redefined television's role in community building. The show's influence echoes in today's dance challenges, artist shoutouts, and the resurgence of appointment viewing in a streaming world. In the digital age, Soul Train paved the way for culturally driven programs like 106 Park, proving that authentic voices always find an audience. Its blueprint for blending entertainment, empowerment, and inclusivity continues to inspire networks and creators worldwide. These performances weren't just songs, they were moments that etched themselves into fans' memories forever. But after Don Cornelius stepped down, Soul Train began to evolve. Styles shifted. Classic soul and R&B gave way to emerging genres like hip-hop, yet the show never lost sight of its mission, celebrating black artistry and culture. By its 35th season in 2006, the once unstoppable series was losing steam. Production of new episodes stopped after 2005-2006. Instead of fresh footage, producers ran vintage clips under a new banner, The Best of Soul Train. It was the first clear sign that something was very wrong. Ratings plummeted. Nielsen scores dipped below a 1, remarkably low for a program that once drew millions. Stations that still carried Soul Train, mostly Fox affiliates and smaller independents, shifted it from prime Saturday slots to late-night hours, making it even tougher for loyal viewers to catch the show. Then came another blow. Tribune Entertainment, the syndicator that had helped Soul Train reach the nation, announced its 2007 shutdown. Suddenly, the show had no distribution partner. Cornelius raced to save his creation, cutting a deal with Trifecta Entertainment Media, but even that couldn't restore the spark. Yet the show's decline went beyond ratings and time slots. Behind the scenes, a storm was brewing, one that involved the very dancers who brought Soul Train to life. While viewers at home saw only bright lights and flawless routines, off-camera stories were far less glamorous. Soul Train's dancers weren't just background, they were the show's soul. Yet years later, some alumni spoke out and stunned fans. According to the Broadway-bound musical Hippie Strip, many dancers weren't paid. Exposure and a greasy KFC meal were all they received. One performer complained, "The show's name was forged off the sweat of our backs." Innovators credited with iconic moves like the Harlem Shake likewise walked away empty-handed. Competition ran fierce. Dancers jockeyed for prime camera spots on the risers, battling peers for just a few extra seconds in the spotlight. Pressure mounted, and whispers circulated of Cornelius, then married, engaging in inappropriate relationships with cast members. The Los Angeles Times reported these allegations, fanning the controversy. Beneath the polished routines and flashing lights, resentment and exploitation simmered, undermining Soul Train's gleaming reputation. Just as dancer discontent peaked, another battle erupted. Who controls the Soul Train archive? Cornelius jealously guarded every clip, using copyright takedowns to block YouTube uploads and chase down VHS, DVD sellers. In a digital era hungry for nostalgia, fans found official episodes vanish online. Younger viewers, accustomed to streaming, couldn't easily access classic Soul Train moments, turning admiration into frustration. Meanwhile, the musical landscape evolved. Soul Train's early focus on soul and R&B gave way to hip-hop's rise in the 80s and 90s. Cornelius admitted he didn't fully grasp rap, once telling Curtis Blow, "It's not something I connect with." He confessed being scared by acts like Public Enemy, even as he reluctantly booked them. According to Rosie Perez, Cornelius frowned on East Coast dance moves he deemed too risque, only embracing hip-hop because it sold. That choice alienated longtime fans, who tuned in for classic soul grooves. Cornelius found himself torn between evolving trends and the show's proud legacy, ultimately feeling out of place in a genre he never fully embraced. Soul Train's legendary performances were more than just songs. They were unforgettable moments etched into fans' hearts forever. Yet, after Don Cornelius stepped down, the show began to shift. The music palette stretched beyond classic soul and R&B into hip-hop, hop, and new school styles, but Soul Train remained committed to showcasing black talent and culture. By season 35 in 2006, change was in the air. No new episodes were produced after 2005-2006. Instead, producers repackaged vintage clips under the Best of Soul Train. That was the first sign something was off. In 2008, Cornelius sold Soul Train rights to Madvision Entertainment. That team launched the official Soul Train channel on YouTube in April 2009, restoring classic clips for fans everywhere. They then partnered with Time Life to release DVD anthologies. Later that year, Madvision teamed with BET's Centric channel to revive the Soul Train Music Awards and air vintage episodes on Centric and Bounce TV. In 2011, a consortium led by Magic Johnson and Intermedia Partners acquired Soul Train, eyeing a feature film, stage productions, and even a themed cruise. Johnson's own Aspire TV began airing reruns, giving Soul Train fresh visibility. Cornelius participated in documentaries and anniversary specials, yet tragedy struck in 2012 when he died by suicide. His passing stunned fans and colleagues alike, marking a sorrowful end to the man whose vision shaped a cultural landmark. Soul Train's influence outlived its weekly run. In 2013, BET launched the annual Soul Train Cruise. By 2016, Paramount Global via BET Networks owned the brand, episodes, awards, and cruises alike. Cornelius once resisted comparisons to Dick Clark's American Bandstand, insisting Soul Train stand on its own, a mission it accomplished, surviving a copycat Soul Unlimited attempt when Jesse Jackson's intervention killed the rival after just a few episodes. Controversy and change closed the original Soul Train chapter, but the spirit endures. From sparking dance crazes to shaping black media representation, Soul Train rewrote television's playbook. Could a show like this thrive today? Drop your thoughts below. Hit like if Soul Train's groove still moves you, and subscribe for more deep dives into TV history's greatest stories.